Live an optimal life, through health and wellness. Be well, get well, and stay well.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the first Monday in January 2021. Hopefully you guys are all excited for the new year. I am. Always love fresh starts, and I'm also excited because it's just a great time for us to kind of people to recalibrate where they're at and to restart. So I'm Dr. Brett Brimhall, for those of you who haven't met me before yet, but what I want to talk to you this morning is helping create one small change to have a drastic impact on your health and also what you want to do long term. So what I want to talk about today is really brain function. Like, what do you do? What do typically do to get their stuff up and going in the morning? Hey Marjorie, how are you? So think about what it is that most people, or what do you do to get yourself up and going? Because I know I woke up this morning at 5:30, my alarm went off. I'm like, oh, it's colder outside than I want it to be. I don't really want to get out of bed, but I'm gonna get out of bed anyway because I'm gonna go exercise, right? And then, but what are the one thing that people do? A lot of people, they reach for coffee in the morning or something to wake themselves up. Behind me here, I have a couple different things that I've seen people drink or do in the mornings to help get themselves going, right? And maybe that's you, maybe that's not you. Hey Jonathan, how are you? You're probably just getting off work. So what can you do to get your brain up and rolling? Because a lot of us, people don't drink necessarily coffee or these sodas necessarily because they're good for us, but they do it too. They're trying to get their brain to wake up. Several years ago, I was working with a little boy, and he started to drink. And then I watched this little boy go from a kid that struggled in his behavior and his learning to a child that was learning like most children do. And it's because he started a drink that was designed to affect brain fatigue. And I remember meeting a scientist, and the scientist said something to me. He said that people are tired because they're mentally tired. And it rang so true in my mind that I treated body fatigue from a body perspective so much, from an adrenal perspective so much, from a thyroid perspective so much. I really hadn't focused on the brain perspective so much. Hey Brandy, how are you? You're up early. So if you're one of those individuals, you think maybe your brain is tired and you're using things to get your brain to wake up, I want to talk about a possibility of a solution that you could look at trying. Because everybody's looking for something, and right now it's typically very hard to just change a habit. In other words, I'm not going to do that anymore, right? That's harder. But if you can replace a habit or replace something you're doing with something different, then it's easier to see consistent. So we just want to replace several habits that maybe aren't as healthy to something that's more healthy and see what kind of impact it has. So what I want to talk about, I don't talk a lot of products out here on Facebook, but I will talk about one today. There's a drink I use called Axio. Now I use this drink because of what I saw in these individuals I was working with, and what it is, it's called a nootropic. So a nootropic is a substance that helps your brain and yours perform and also protect. And so this drink, it comes in a little thing like this. Okay, and what I did this morning is I mixed up some warm water. So if you're like a coffee drinker and you love coffee, right, or something that warm in the morning, great. Put some warm water in something, and I literally just opened one of these up and I dumped it in there. There's several different flavors, and I'll just mix it up and I'll drink this out in the morning. So what's in it? All right, the thing that's in this, one of them is caffeine. So caffeine is a phenomenal nutrient. It's just what you combine it with. So if you just put caffeine with sugar, you're going to get an alertness and then a crash. All right, but what else is in it? L-theanine. L-theanine is a nutrient that helps the brain perform and also help calm the brain. There's quercetin, which is known as an antioxidant for brain, phenomenally protective for the brain. There's magnesium and B vitamins, which allows the nerves to communicate and coordinate things together. Right? There's green tea extract. What is green tea? Green tea is not only a nice antioxidant, but it's also what's called an NRF2 activator. An NRF2 activator is a substance that actually triggers responses in the cells to cause the body to make antioxidants. So think about like taking, hey kids, go clean your room, they go do it, right? So it's an activator. So, and then there's things called DMAE in there. DMAE is a specific nutrient that has been utilized in different studies, even with focus and concentration. So when you combine these different things together, what you get is you get brain performance things, nutrients, you get brain protection nutrients, and you get brain activation nutrients. When you combine those together, what you get is you get a lift, a focus, and a sustained effect. Now, why does that matter? Right? Because how well your brain learns today determines how well it's going to learn tomorrow, and how well you're going to not only learn, but retain, remember, and recall information. So if you're looking for something that allows you to learn, remember, retain, recall information better and have an alert state, this is a phenomenal thing that you can use. So I want you to ask yourself, What are you currently doing right now when you're in that energy low? What do you reach for? Or that focus low, what are you reaching for? Or when you're feeling kind of down, what do you reach for? Right? If you're already reaching for something, whether it's a drink or whether it's a sugar or whether it's something else, and you want to replace that habit with a different habit, this is something that I've used. It's great success with myself and with clients. And there's a caffeine version and a decaf version. So if you're going to say, I don't do any caffeine whatsoever, great. Use the decaf version. Because what I do know is that more and more people are drinking, unfortunately, these things, and it's leading to things like diabetes, heart disease, and things like this, and a lot of people are drinking things like this. That's causing any number of massive problems in society, right? So if you want something that you can replace that with, if you've kind of fallen into that habit, it's like, I need to change that, much easier to replace it with something that's better, right? So think about those that have cravings, whether it's even craving for cigarettes, right? You want something to help balance your brain chemistry so that you can be able to have that focus and concentration and clarity that you want and calm down that nervous feeling that you feel. And actually the phenomenal opportunity. All right, you guys. Hey, Amber, how are you? Hope you guys have a phenomenal day. And every week this year, change one thing. And when you may change, but see if you can replace it with something better. Even if it's a way in which you talk to yourself. Just change one thing. One thing, master that one thing, and then go on to the next thing. Because the only difference between 2020 and 2021 is you. And you have the opportunity to make those small changes and combine it in groups. We got several different groups that we run. One that's going to go for the next 90 days, the Health and Vitality in 2021. If you want to be part of that group, yes, just shoot me a thumbs up in this, and we'll get you in that group, send you an invite. All right, you guys, have a phenomenal day. You are the difference in 2021. Here's a different skill if you need some help knowing how to get this stuff, or you want have some other question for it in our video, shoot me a quick message, our messenger, and I'll be happy to send it to you. Have a great day, and go out there and be the difference.
Thanks for watching, and remember, one change can have an enormous effect. Remember to subscribe, hit the bell and the like, and we'll see you next time on Love to Live.